Hey guys, your boy John from Queens here. Today I celebrate the life of my mother. It's her birthday. She would have been 92 years old today. She was born in 1931. Now I'm coming to St. John's Cemetery, which I visited a few times before. And the reason I'm coming here, even though she's not buried here, is because her mother died during childbirth, actually the next day, giving birth to my mother in 1931. Her name was Angelina Caccione. My mother was also Angelina Santa Maria Palmieri. That was my father's name, Palmieri. And so I'm gonna pay my respects at the grave site in a couple of minutes. Okay, now, so I'm walking to the grave, and I've been here a few times recently. I only discovered this a few years ago. You could check my YouTube videos out on the visitation and discovering where my grandmother is. So this is the Santa Maria grave with 3 people in there. And again, the reason I'm here is to wish my mom a very happy birthday. And I'm paying tribute to her mother, my grandmother, who died during childbirth, 1931, and it's sort of a respect thing that I'm doing today. My mother's buried with my father in New Jersey, but I'm coming here because of the fact that this awesome lady, my grandmother, passed away unfortunately when my mother was born. So, very tragic. So I'm gonna put some roses in the ground, and I'm gonna poke some holes so they don't move. I'm gonna show you after I put the roses there. Okay, I wind up putting the roses down. I'll show you a close-up of that. Now for the some updated information for anybody that finds it interesting. So the last few times I was here, I didn't know who the 3rd person in this grave was, named Christine, who tragically died at a young age in 1928. Very, very young and tragic. And that was the wife of my grandfather's brother named Frank. So Frank Santa Maria was married to Christine. They had 1 daughter. Apparently, this is all research off Ancestry.com. So they had 1 daughter named Geraldine, also known as Jerry, and she married somebody named James R. White. They had 3 kids, I believe, and the children was William J., Nelia Rosenkrantz, and Kathleen Kowalski. Now, of course, that was their married name, all stemming from Santa Maria. So that's why there's 3 people in this grave, and my great-grandfather Joseph Santa Maria, who is the father of my grandfather and the grandfather of my mother. I know that sounds confusing. So it's my great-grandfather, as I said in previous videos on YouTube, Joseph Santa Maria, born in 1865, buried in 1935. He was actually the 3rd person to go in this grave, the Santa Maria grave. The first was Christine, Frank's wife, 1928. Then my mother's mother, Angelina, who died during childbirth, as I said, in 1931. Very, very sad. So Christine was 21 years old, and my grandmother, my mother's mother, she was only 28 years old. She died in Coney Island Hospital of an aneurysm, internal bleeding, the next day after my mother was born. And my great-grandfather lived to 88 years old. And once again, he was buried in 1935. Wow, so long ago. Everybody was buried so long ago. This is a very historic place. This is St. John's Cemetery. Believe it or not, it makes me feel so good to be here. I guess you could only understand if you you've been through a similar experience, or you do such a thing as I'm doing. It's really amazing. So I'm going to do this every February 6th. Pay respects to my mother on her birthday, even though she's not here, for the sole purpose that, the sole reason that, to pay respects to my grandmother who gave birth to her. And without her, or my mother, of course, and all the other ancestors, I would not be alive today. So this is why I'm here. So I spent about 20 minutes talking in private. I didn't want to record that. And I'm gonna do as I did last time. I'm gonna go now. I don't know if you can see it from here. I'm gonna go to my grandaunt, who was Mary Carcione Lucania, the sister-in-law of famous mobster Lucky Luciano, known as Salvatore Lucania. Lucky Luciano. I'm gonna go there and lay one rose. All right, guys. So the two sisters, my grandmother and her sister, is not too far off. You can see it also in previous videos on YouTube. Heading to the Lucania tomb. Lucky Luciano and the whole entire family, including my grandaunt, Mary Carcione Lucania. And as you can see, it's right here. It's gigantic. Okay, guys. I'm at the Lucania tomb where my grandaunt and Lucky Luciano and her husband, my grandaunt's husband, Bertolo, and the whole Lucania family is there. I'm gonna lay one rose.